Aaron's starship descended slowly through the clouds of Valera, the jewel of the outer colonies. The planet shimmered with soft, bluish light, reflecting off the crystal towers that dotted the capital city. Valera was known across human colonies, not only for its advanced technology, but also for its strict social hierarchies. Nobility on this planet held extraordinary power, and the twin heirs of its ruling family were both feared and admired. Aaron adjusted his uniform and looked out at the landscape. The wind from the planet's upper atmosphere swept past the landing bay, carrying the scent of ozone and the faint fragrance of alien flora. Despite having traveled across many star systems, he felt a nervous excitement. This mission was unlike any other. He was here to propose marriage to Lady Solara, a noblewoman whose influence and intellect were unparalleled in Valera. Yet as he had learned from whispers in the trading stations and messages intercepted by his contacts, Solara was not easily swayed. She was proud, intelligent, and fiercely independent. Many men of wealth and power had tried and failed to win her hand. Aaron, a human from a distant colony, faced even greater odds. But he believed in his purpose. He did not seek marriage for wealth or status. He sought partnership, trust, and mutual respect. As he walked through the landing bay, automated service drones buzzed around, carrying luggage and delivering messages. Guards in silver-blue armor nodded at him, recognizing his credentials. Despite the respect shown to visitors, Aaron could feel the undercurrent of tension. Valera's elite were protective of their own, and outsiders rarely earned their trust. Aaron's escort led him to a skycar, sleek and silent, which would take him to Solara's estate. The city passed by below in a blur of light and color, and he wondered how the noblewoman would react to his arrival. Would she dismiss him immediately as he feared? Or would she see something in him that others had missed? When he arrived at the estate, the gates opened automatically. The sprawling grounds were filled with gardens, flowing fountains, and sculptures of abstract beauty. But what caught his attention most were two young figures, standing near a reflective pool. At first glance, they appeared identical. Same height, same golden hair that shimmered in the sunlight, same deep violet eyes. Yet even in their similarity, there was individuality in the way they carried themselves. These must be the twin heirs, Aaron thought. He had read about Lyra and Kara, the mysterious heirs who had the ability to influence those around them with subtle yet undeniable charisma. Legends described their intelligence, their cunning, and the strange, almost mystical way they could sense the truth in a person's heart. The twins watched him with curious eyes. Lyra tilted her head slightly, a playful glint in her gaze. Kara, more reserved, crossed her arms, observing quietly. Aaron felt an odd sensation, as if invisible threads were pulling at his mind. He shook it off. He was not here to be bewitched. He was here to meet Solara. A short distance away, a tall woman approached. She moved with elegance, her posture perfect, her expression confident. Solara. Aaron straightened instinctively. Her eyes met his, sharp and assessing, as if she could read the intentions of his mind in a single glance. "Welcome to Valera, Aaron," she said, her voice calm but firm. "I understand you wish to speak of marriage." Aaron bowed slightly. "Lady Solara, it is an honor to meet you. Yes, I have come to ask for your hand, not as a matter of status or power, but because I respect you and wish to build a life together." Solara's lips curved into a faint smile, though it did not reach her eyes. "Many have said similar things," she replied, "yet few have proven themselves worthy. You are human from the outer colonies. Why should I trust you with my future?" Aaron felt a pang of unease, but did not waver. "Because I believe in honesty, respect, and action. Words alone mean nothing. I am willing to prove my worth, not through wealth or influence, but through deeds and loyalty." Solara's gaze shifted and she studied him closely. "We shall see," she said, turning her attention to the twins. "Lyra, Kara, meet our guest." The twins moved forward in perfect unison. Their presence was commanding despite their youth, and Aaron felt a mixture of awe and caution. They circled him slowly, examining him as though he were a puzzle to be solved. "You are from another world," Lyra said finally, her voice melodic but firm. "Do humans often risk everything for someone they barely know?" Aaron met her gaze, steadily. "Some do. I am one of those." Kara raised an eyebrow, skeptical. "Then we shall see if your words hold true. You will be tested." Aaron was taken aback. "Tested?" he asked. Lyra smiled faintly. "Yes. Before you may claim Solara's hand, we must ensure that you are worthy, not only of her but of us as well. The bond of our family is sacred. Only those who are honorable may enter it." Solara's expression softened slightly, though her tone remained measured. "It is tradition. You should not take offense. Consider it a form of evaluation." Aaron nodded. "I understand. I am ready." The twins' eyes glimmered with approval, though they remained silent for a moment. Then, Lyra spoke again. "Follow us. We will see if your courage and character match your words." They led him through the estate, into areas he had not anticipated, hidden gardens, labyrinthine corridors, and rooms filled with devices that appeared both ancient and futuristic. At each step, Aaron encountered a new challenge. A riddle etched into a wall, a balance puzzle in a hallway, and a test of reaction as objects floated unpredictably in zero-gravity chambers. Despite the strangeness, Aaron approached each trial with focus. He was not merely solving puzzles, he was learning about the twins' ways, their reasoning, and their values. Slowly, he began to understand that these trials were not arbitrary. They were designed to reveal character, integrity, and intellect. Hours passed and Aaron faced the final challenge, a mirror-like room in which he saw visions of his own fears and insecurities. Shadows whispered doubts, memories of failures, and moments of hesitation. The twins' challenge was not physical but spiritual. Could he face himself honestly and rise above doubt? Aaron closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and allowed the visions to come. He acknowledged his fears without letting them control him. When he opened his eyes, the shadows faded, leaving him standing strong in the center of the room. Lyra and Kara appeared at the threshold, their expressions unreadable. For a long moment there was silence. Then Lyra's lips curved into a smile and Kara nodded slightly. "You have passed the first trial," Lyra said softly. "But this is only the beginning. True worth is measured not by skill alone, but by heart, courage, and loyalty." Solara entered the room, observing quietly. She did not speak immediately, but her eyes lingered on Aaron with a mixture of curiosity and guarded respect. For the first time, Aaron sensed that she was reconsidering her initial dismissal of him. The twins turned to Aaron, their voices in perfect harmony. "We will watch, we will learn, and we will decide. You may have entered our world, human, but whether you remain in it will depend on what comes next." Aaron felt both a thrill and a weight. He understood that he was not simply asking for Solara's hand. He was entering a family bound by tradition, intelligence, and an unspoken power that the twins wielded with ease. Yet he did not feel fear. He felt determination. As he left the room with the twins, he glanced at Solara one last time. "I will prove myself," he said simply. Solara's eyes met his briefly, and though her expression was unreadable, Aaron sensed the faintest spark of acknowledgement. The journey had begun, and the first step had been taken. Outside, the twin heirs led him toward the gardens, their laughter soft and teasing as they tested him in ways both subtle and unexpected. The estate seemed alive, almost aware of the events, unfolding within it. Aaron could feel the weight of tradition, the power of the twins, and the challenge of winning not only Solara's respect, but her trust. The sun set over the estate, casting long shadows across the crystalline pathways. Aaron knew that the days ahead would be filled with tests, trials, and moments that would push him to his limits. Yet he felt ready. He had arrived not as a conqueror, but as a human willing to earn his place among the Valyrian elite. And somewhere, deep in the violet eyes of Lyra and Kara, he saw the hint of something extraordinary, something that would change all their lives. The morning sun glimmered across the crystalline towers of Solara's estate, casting long, delicate reflections onto the gardens below. Aaron woke with a sense of purpose, knowing that today would mark the true beginning of the trials. The twins, Lyra and Kara, had promised tests of courage, intelligence, and character, and he was eager to meet them head-on. He stepped out into the garden courtyard where the twins awaited. Their presence seemed to illuminate the space as though the world itself recognized their authority. Lyra's golden hair caught the sunlight, and Kara's sharp gaze surveyed him like a hawk. "Good morning, human," Lyra said, her voice light yet commanding. "Today you will face the first real challenge." Kara added, "It is not enough to be brave or clever. You must show that your mind and heart are equal. Only then will you earn our trust." Aaron nodded. "I am ready." The twins led him to a secluded part of the estate, where a structure unlike anything he had ever seen rose from the ground. It looked like a combination of a maze, a laboratory, and a library. Transparent walls revealed shifting patterns of light, floating symbols, and rotating platforms. "This is the Hall of Eye." The morning light poured into the estate's gardens, painting the flowers in brilliant shades of violet, gold, and blue. Aaron walked along the winding paths with the twins, Lyra and Kara, feeling a mixture of excitement and anticipation. Today was different. The trials of intelligence and courage were behind him. Now the twins hinted at something far more profound, an experience that would connect them in a way words alone could not describe. "You have done well so far, human," Lyra said, her voice soft yet commanding. "But the greatest measure of worth is not in wit or courage alone. It is in the bond of trust, empathy, and understanding. Today you will face the trial of connection." Aaron nodded, feeling the weight of her words. He did not fully understand what the twins intended, but he trusted them. The twins had already challenged his mind, his patience, and his heart. If they were now testing his spirit, he knew it would be a trial unlike any other. They led him to a secluded part of the estate he had never seen before, a circular chamber made entirely of shimmering crystal. Light entered through the ceiling, splitting into rainbows across the floor. The walls seemed alive, subtly shifting as if responding to his presence. In the center of the room was a shallow pool of water that glowed faintly. "This is the chamber of reflection," Kara explained. "It is not a test of strength or knowledge. Here the heart is revealed and the spirit speaks. Those who enter must be honest with themselves and open to connection." Aaron stepped closer to the pool, gazing into its glowing surface. As he did, he felt a subtle pull, as if unseen threads were reaching toward him. A strange warmth spread through his chest, a sensation of anticipation mixed with vulnerability. Lyra knelt beside the pool. "The bond we speak of is ancient. It allows us to share understanding, to feel one another's thoughts and emotions. You will experience it, if you are open and willing." Aaron hesitated for a moment, unsure of what this bond would truly mean, but the sincerity in their eyes gave him courage. "I am ready," he said firmly. The twins extended their hands toward the pool. Aaron followed, placing his own hands into the glowing water. Immediately, a rush of sensations surged through him. He saw flashes of the twins' memories, their fears, their hopes, and the unique way they saw the world. He felt their curiosity, their playfulness, and their fierce loyalty. He also sensed their wisdom, their ability to judge character, and their careful discernment of truth. It was overwhelming at first, but also enlightening. "You are different from the others," Lyra said softly, her voice echoing in his mind, as much as through the air. "You see beyond appearances, beyond fear. You understand intention and heart." Aaron felt a connection forming, not just a mental link, but an emotional resonance. It was as if the twins could sense his courage, his honesty, and his commitment, In turn, he felt their thoughts and emotions not as intrusion but as invitation, a willingness to share a part of themselves with him. Kara added, "The bond is not only a test, it is a choice. We choose whom we trust, whom we allow into our hearts, and in choosing we give a part of ourselves." Aron's heart pounded. He understood the gravity of the moment. The twins were not simply evaluating him, they were offering a part of themselves, and the bond required sincerity, respect, and commitment. He focused on his own intentions. "I respect you both. I seek connection, not possession. I will honor this bond, should you allow it." A soft glow enveloped the three of them as the bond solidified. The visions subsided, leaving a calm, shared awareness. Aron could feel the twins' thoughts as clearly as his own, yet he also sensed their subtle boundaries. It was a partnership, not control. Lyra smiled, a warmth in her violet eyes that reached him at a deep level. "You have proven yourself worthy of trust. The bond is formed." Kara nodded. "This does not mean the trials are over, but it means that from this point forward, our connection is real. We will watch, guide, and test you in ways that are necessary for growth and understanding." Aron felt a surge of gratitude and respect. The experience was unlike anything he had imagined. He had not simply earned respect, he had entered into a profound understanding with the twins, one that would shape every interaction going forward. Solara appeared at the chamber's entrance, observing silently. She had watched Aron throughout the process, and now, witnessing the bond, she felt a mixture of surprise and contemplation. Her pride made it difficult to admit it, but she could not deny what she saw. The twins had chosen him, and the bond was authentic. "Impressive," Solara said, her tone measured but with a hint of warmth. "You have earned more than respect. Today, you have earned the confidence of the heirs, something few outsiders ever achieve." Aron bowed slightly. "Thank you, Lady Solara. I am honored by the trust the twins have given me." Solara's eyes studied him. "Trust is earned, and loyalty is shown. There will be challenges ahead, but this bond is a start. It is not a guarantee of anything beyond this moment. Remember that." Aron nodded, understanding her caution. The bond with the twins was significant, but Solara's approval and the larger world of Valera were still factors he needed to navigate. The twins led him from the chamber, their steps light and assured. "The bond will guide us," Lyra said. "It will also reveal your true nature over time. Every choice you make, every action you take will reflect on this connection." Kara added, "And remember, human, the bond is a partnership. We have shared ourselves with you. You must share yourself in return." Aron felt a quiet determination. The bond was more than a magical or technological link. It was a responsibility, a mutual understanding that demanded honesty, courage, and compassion. He was ready to honor it. Over the following days, Aron spent time with the twins and Solara, learning the nuances of Valyrian culture, etiquette, and values. He observed their interactions with others, noting how the twins wielded influence not through force but through intelligence, subtle guidance, and empathy. Solara's demeanor toward him remained reserved, yet he noticed subtle changes. She asked questions about his origins, his experiences, and his perspective on leadership and loyalty. Though her tone was formal, there was a hint of curiosity and recognition. One evening, as the three of them walked through the estate gardens under the twin moons of Valera, Lyra spoke softly. "You have passed trials of mind, courage, and heart. The bond is strong, yet we sense there is more to learn from you. Your choices will continue to reveal your character." Aron glanced at Kara. "I understand. I will act with honesty and integrity. I will respect this bond and honor your trust." Kara's lips curved slightly. "Good. That is all we ask. Many fail not because of weakness, but because they misunderstand the meaning of connection. You have shown that you understand." Solara, observing silently, finally spoke. "This bond may seem strange to you, Aron, but know this. It is not simply for the heirs. It is a symbol of trust, judgment, and mutual respect. If you honor it, it will guide you in ways you cannot yet imagine. Aaron nodded. I will. I promise. In the following days, he felt the subtle influence of the bond in everything he did. The twins' guidance was always present but never overbearing. He sensed their approval when he acted wisely, and their concern when he faced moral or strategic challenges. The bond created a shared understanding, allowing him to anticipate their needs and respond thoughtfully. As Aaron reflected on these experiences, he realized that the bond had changed him as much as it had changed the twins. He had learned patience, empathy, and the importance of understanding beyond appearances. More importantly, he had come to appreciate the strength of trust and the depth of true connection. By the time the twins formally acknowledged the bond, Aaron had become not only a trusted ally but also someone who could navigate the delicate balance of tradition, intellect, and emotion in Velera. The bond was no longer simply a test, it was a partnership, a shared path forward. Solara observed quietly, her pride and caution blending in her expression. She was beginning to see Aaron not just as an outsider, but as someone capable of earning a place in their world through deeds, courage, and integrity. And so the bond between Aaron and the twin heirs was formed, not through obligation, fear, or coercion, but through mutual respect, understanding, and a shared willingness to trust. It was a connection that would shape the trials ahead, the choices to be made, and the future of Velera itself. As the sun set over the estate, Aaron stood in the gardens, looking at the twins and Solara. He knew that this was only the beginning. The bond had given him strength, insight, and connection, but the challenges ahead would test every part of him. Yet for the first time he felt certain of one thing. He was not alone. He had allies, guides, and a bond that could withstand trials beyond imagination, and he would honor it no matter the cost. The quiet peace of the estate did not last long. Just as Aaron had begun to feel comfortable in Velera, a troubling message arrived from the city council. A rival noble, Lord Varian, sought to challenge the authority of Solara's family. His ambition was clear. He wanted to exploit the succession, rights of the twin heirs, Lyra and Kara, and seize control of the estate. Aaron read the report carefully, his mind racing. The message described Lord Varian's plan to gather mercenaries, manipulate influential council members, and create public unrest. If successful, the twins' leadership would be compromised and the family's power threatened. The morning air in the estate was crisp, carrying the scent of blooming flowers and the faint tang of Velera's mineral-rich soil. Aaron stood in the central courtyard, observing the twins as they moved gracefully among the gardens. Their presence, commanding yet gentle. The recent threat from Lord Varian had passed and a sense of calm had returned. Yet beneath this peace something greater was stirring, a moment of decision that would change their lives. Lyra and Kara approached him, their expressions serious but warm. Aaron, Lyra began, the time has come for a declaration not of trials but of choice. Aaron felt his heart quicken. He had navigated tests of wit, courage, empathy, and loyalty. He had proven his ability to lead, to act decisively, and to maintain integrity under pressure. But now the twins were speaking of something even deeper, the bond of choice. Kara's voice was calm and steady. The bond we share with you is strong, human, but it is also a matter of respect, understanding, and trust. We choose whom we accept as part of our lives. Today we make that choice clear. Aaron bowed slightly, feeling a mixture of honor and humility. I am ready, he said quietly. Whatever your decision, I will respect it and honor the bond. The twins exchanged a glance, a silent conversation passing between them. Then Lyra stepped forward, her violet eyes shining with warmth. Aaron, we choose you. Not because you are human, not because of your origins, but because of your heart, your courage, and your integrity. You are worthy of the bond, and we welcome you as our mate. Kara added, we also choose you, Aaron. Our connection is true and deliberate. You have proven yourself, not only to us, but also to yourself. This choice is final. From this moment, you are part of our lives in a way that goes beyond trials or tests. Aaron felt a rush of emotion, not pride, but deep gratitude and respect. The twins had chosen him freely, recognizing his character, his intentions, and his commitment. This was a bond of trust, mutual understanding, and shared purpose, a connection that would shape the rest of their lives. Before Aaron could respond, Solara approached. She had watched quietly, observing every interaction, every nuance of the twins' decision. For a long moment she remained silent, her expression unreadable. Then she spoke, her voice measured but softer than usual. "Aaron," she said, "the twins have made their choice, and I see the truth of it. You have proven yourself through action, through courage, and through wisdom. I will not deny that you have earned respect, not just from them, but from me as well." Aaron met her gaze. "Thank you, Lady Solara. I will continue to act with honor, and I will respect both your guidance and the bond I share with the twins." Solara's lips curved into a faint smile. "It is more than respect, human. You have shown that you understand the value of connection, loyalty, and integrity. These are qualities that cannot be taught. They must be lived." The twins led Aaron through the estate to a ceremonial chamber prepared for the formal acknowledgement of the bond. Light poured through the crystal ceiling, illuminating the room in a warm golden glow. Symbols of tradition, honor, and unity adorned the walls. Citizens, friends, and trusted allies gathered, observing the moment with reverence and curiosity. Lyra and Kara stood before Aaron, their hands extended toward him. "This ceremony," Lyra said, "is not merely tradition. It is a recognition of choice, respect, and mutual trust. By accepting this bond, you commit yourself to understanding, loyalty, and partnership," Kara continued. "And we commit ourselves to you, Aaron, not as a test, not as a challenge, but as an acknowledgement of trust, care, and shared purpose." Aaron felt a profound sense of connection as he took their hands. The glow of the chamber intensified, not from magic but from the energy of trust, respect, and mutual understanding. The bond they had formed through trials now became official, witnessed by friends, allies, and the broader community. Solara stood to the side, her presence quiet yet significant. She had observed every trial, every challenge, every moment of growth. Now, seeing the bond formalized, she allowed herself a rare expression of approval. "You have all acted with honor and integrity," Solara said. "This union is more than personal choice. It is a symbol of trust, wisdom, and strength. May it guide you and your family in times of challenge and triumph alike." The ceremony concluded with a shared pledge, spoken not just with words, but with intention and understanding. Aaron, Lyra, and Kara acknowledged their commitment to one another, promising to act with honesty, courage, and empathy in all things. The twins' community responded with quiet admiration, recognizing the significance of the union. In the days that followed, life at the estate continued, yet a new sense of harmony emerged. Aaron, now formally bonded with the twins, took on responsibilities with greater confidence. He assisted in managing estate affairs, strategizing for the city's safety, and nurturing the growth of the community. His actions reflected not only competence but a genuine care for those around him. Solara, observing him, began to engage more openly. She consulted him on decisions, asked for his perspective, and challenged his reasoning, not as a test, but as a genuine exchange of ideas. Slowly, her respect transformed into acceptance, and her initial skepticism gave way to admiration. One evening, as the three walked through the gardens under the twin moons of Valera, Lyra spoke softly. "The bond is strong, Aaron, but it is not the end of growth, it is the beginning. Together we can face challenges, learn, and protect those we care for." Kara nodded. "And remember, The choices you make reflect not only on yourself but on all of us. Integrity, courage, and understanding will continue to guide the bond. Aaron looked at the twins, gratitude and determination shining in his eyes. I understand. I will honor the bond in all that I do. Together, we will face whatever comes our way. Solara, standing slightly apart but watching them closely, allowed herself a small, genuine smile. I see now that trust is not given lightly, nor is loyalty commanded. It is earned through action, courage, and understanding. You, Aaron, have earned both. Over the following weeks, Aaron worked closely with the twins to strengthen the estate's defenses, improve community welfare, and foster diplomatic relationships with neighboring territories. His human perspective, combined with the twins' insight and abilities, created a partnership that was both effective and respected. The people of Valera, initially cautious of an outsider, began to see Aaron as a figure of wisdom and reliability. His fairness, decisiveness, and compassion earned their trust, reinforcing the strength of the twins' choice. Solara, now fully accepting of Aaron, began to see him as more than a bondmate of the twins. She recognized his loyalty, his intellect, and his integrity. In quiet moments, she sought his counsel, discussed strategy, and shared insights about the estate's history and traditions. One afternoon, the twins gathered with Aaron in a secluded garden. Lyra's eyes glimmered with satisfaction. You have proven yourself not only through trials but through action. The bond has strengthened, and your place with us is clear, Kara added. The union is no longer just a symbol, it is reality. Your loyalty, courage, and integrity have made you an essential part of our lives. Aaron felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The trials, the challenges, and the bonds had all led to this moment. He had earned respect, trust, and connection through deeds, not words. He realized that true partnership was not about status or control, but about shared purpose, understanding, and commitment. That evening, as the moons of Valera rose in the sky, casting silver light over the estate, Aaron, Lyra, and Kara stood together. They watched the city below, calm and prosperous, and felt the quiet strength of their bond. Solara joined them, her presence no longer distant or skeptical. She spoke softly. You have all demonstrated the power of choice, trust, and integrity. Together you represent hope, courage, and wisdom for Valera. Aaron nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility but also the strength of connection. We will honor that trust. Together we will protect, guide, and grow. The twins smiled, their eyes reflecting pride and warmth. Solara's smile, though subtle, conveyed acceptance and understanding. In that moment, the bonds of trust, respect, and mutual commitment were complete. The estate, the city, and the people of Valera had witnessed the union. It was not only a formal recognition but a promise of loyalty, courage, and partnership. And for Aaron, the journey of trials, bonds, and growth had reached a new stage, one of acceptance, purpose, and shared life with the twins and Solara. As night fell over the estate, Aaron stood with Lyra and Kara, feeling the quiet strength of connection. The trials had forged him, the bonds had shaped him, and the acceptance of Solara and the twins had affirmed his place in Valera. He understood that challenges would continue to come, but he was ready. Together, they were stronger than any threat that could rise against them. And so, with the twins at his side, Solara's cautious approval behind him, and the bond sealed, in trust and respect, Aaron embraced the new chapter of his life, a life of courage, loyalty, and enduring connection. The first light of dawn stretched across the estate, painting the gardens in hues of gold and soft pink. Birds sang from the tall crystal trees, and a gentle breeze carried the scent of blossoms and the distant sea. Aaron stood on the balcony of the main hall, watching the city of Valera awaken. The challenges, the trials, and the tension of the past months now felt like a